I don't know. This is Latrodectus web. I don't see her hide anywhere, but there's a couple spots. There's one up there, there's one down there, and then there's a little hole here. But that is definitely Latrodectus webbing, so that's the first sign of webbing along this trail here, which is definitely Latrodectus. So this is the North Shore Trail of the Great Falls of the Missouri River. This is actually, I think, the second falls. And the third one is a few miles down there. These are ancient layers of mud. So this, if we look at the bedrock of the region, it's just layers and layers of ancient mud that goes down thousands of feet beneath the surface. Here's a good example of these mud layers, these ancient layers of mud. But it's interesting that there just isn't the numbers on this east side of Great Falls. Well, this north side of the river, east side of Great Falls, Montana. When I know that just west of Great Falls and to the north, Latrodectus are abundant. I've mapped that area before. I know the region, and they're abundant there. And then over here, just like nothing. I mean, some. And I can't understand what is at play that makes that. You know, what is about the environment here that they're just not? Is this a survivability issue, or is it a genetic issue? Is it just they don't produce as many, or environmental issue? Is it windy? Is it too windy? You know, how do you know? I'll make my way back down to the trail here. I gotta watch for snakes. Always rattlesnakes. Where there's black widows, there's rattlesnakes, and that's because everything's south facing and they both thermoregulate. They both like that sun, and they like to den under these rocks. Venom. So black widows and rattlesnakes cohabitate the same environments here in Montana. We got a couple of egg sacs here and a mother. Oops, I startled her, I think. But she's got 2 egg sacs there. Not a lot of webbing here. It's very modest amounts of webbing. Kind of very, very fine strands. Very, very dainty. She went back in her hide there, so maybe we'll leave her be and come back and see if we can't get a picture of her. This is the Missouri River, which is like I said, the Great Falls of the Missouri here in Great Falls, Montana. It looks like the mother came back. She is just behind those. You can see the top of some of her legs there behind the egg sacs. Nice double egg sac. Nice mature mother. Very nice to see that. Not a lot of web though, not like we see near the upper Missouri. Here in Montana, we see a little bit more substantial webbing up there. But again, we just got here. We'll look around some more and really get a feel for what they're doing here. there just isn't the webs or the numbers of spiders that I would have expected here. This is a good area here. This is south facing. So this is south facing. It gets plenty of sun, plenty of southern exposure. That is south. There's the Great Falls again, one of the Great Falls. A small, this is actually a very small part of them. But there's just not the number of webs here. And I want to say, and then the webs that are here are very dainty. They're very small. The spiders that I have found, which was just a couple webs, but they're very small webs. And I'm thinking that this is because this is Great Falls, Montana. This is out on the plains, but this is a extremely windy region. There's even windmill generators here because this is extremely windy, and I'm thinking that is why. Is this, I want to make a word here. Is this phenotypical of the Latrodectus here to have these dainty little webs, almost like a Statota, tucked under any little spot they could find? And there just isn't a lot of webs. Oh, there she is. So there's her hide. I don't know if you saw that, but she crawled right in that little hole. But this web is the largest web I've found, and it's just not that big. And she's in that hole there. I just turned and looked, and sure enough, there she was. But I want to say, what is this, like a phenotypical thing? Like this region of spiders just does not make big webs, and I think because the high winds here, but you know, that's a guess. Well, that is her hide up in there. She just does not want to show herself, so we're gonna move on. Though she does have nice webbing, it's just certainly not what we're used to. It's a lot smaller. And we'll move on from here and head into the sun. Let's head west. So if anything, at least we're getting a lay of the land here and an understanding of what the population is like. We obviously haven't searched every inch of this environment, but you know, we're getting an idea, and there just isn't very many numbers here. And as for the couple spiders I did find, I just cannot figure out where the gene pool is and where they came from. And that says something about this area and how there just isn't a lot, there just isn't the numbers that we normally see in a certain location. This one just doesn't have it. Obviously we could do a lot more investigation and we could look a lot farther. This just being a good, this is just it's a good example of the area, you know. So the spiders we did find are like hundreds of feet apart. Okay, we're not seeing a close-knit family. We're not seeing, you know, matriarchal females that have had daughters that are in a vicinity. We're just not seeing any of that kind of thing here. And I guess that's what we're learning.